want to go over and talk to Phil, who lives in Florida. Hey, Phil, you're on the Bobby Bone Show. What's going on, man?
How you doing, guys?
Pretty good. What would you like to tell us here?
I just let you know, I'm a airline pilot and also the mechanic in the Air Force Reserves. And there's in the cockpit, we don't have like a poop dump switch in the cockpit to dump the toilet water out the back of the plane. So,
man, that'd be a cool button, though.
Yeah.
Like
that would be cool.
Yeah, like for example, like I always say, the teams that you hate the most are the ones that probably beat you and annoy you on our sports show. And so, like, I'm flying over Knoxville and I'm flying over Austin for the Longhorns or the Volunteers, and I'm like, well, time to release the poop switch for all the Razorback fans out
Bombs
there.
away.
Yes, sir. That's what I would do. So there is no poop switch. So how do you think that all that poop came out of the plane onto people?
Well, yeah, the only thing I could think is that if the valve might have failed, because they have to dump the poop out, they have to hook up a hose and it gets sucked into a truck on the ground. So that valve might have failed, and that might have jumped that way. So that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah.
A question that's not really related to poop on a plane, but as a pilot, have you ever been up in the air and you can't really let the people know they're flying with you, but you're like, uh-oh. And have you ever had that feeling like, uh-oh, something could be going wrong?
At times you have the hair in the back of your neck stand up when you know that something is happening, and but we're trained. We go to the city, we do our training every year, and we're trained to emergency situations, and we just deal with it. That's what our job is to do, keep everyone safe.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I'm glad you deal with it, but I just want to know if, like, my pilots are lying to me. Like, hey, was that? I walk out and they're standing there. That everybody's there when you. Hey, so that's pretty bumpy. Do you guys feel good about that? I felt great. I fly all the time. It's just turbulence, just a bump on the road. But really, are they like, oh my God, we really got lucky there? You ever got real lucky up in the air, Phil?
No. We hit that turbulence, and sometimes it's unexpected. So it does sometimes catch you by surprise. You're like, where did that come from? But
I think Phil's following code of conduct. He's falling in line with the rest of the pilots who act cool, calm, and collected. I can appreciate that. Well, Phil, I appreciate your call, man. Thank you for listening to the show, and thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Take it easy. Have a good day, guys.
All right, see you, buddy. All those pilots, they got the same story.
You want them to be cool, calm, and collected, though.
I don't know. I think they're lying to us. All right, time for the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
A 23-year-old liquor store clerk was indicted Friday on charges that she schemed to steal $3 million because what happened was apparently somebody bought a $3 million ticket and then she tried to cash it. Lunchbox, you saw the story?
So what happened is the guy bought like chips and some other things and some lottery tickets, and he left without the tickets, forgot them, left them there on the counter. But he paid the money for them, and then it ended up winning millions of dollars, and she took the ticket and tried to cash it.
How did they track back the whole situation?
So what happened is she went in with the other coworker and was like, all right, look, we'll split this.
Why did she put anybody in?
Because the other coworker, they were working together at the same time.
She saw.
Yes, and so the ticket was kind of torn or burnt, and they asked her about it, and then they saw security cameras in the lottery office, the two employees arguing over how much each one of them was going to get, and that's what sparked the investigation.
If you buy something, but you leave it behind,
if you
didn't sign it,
you
Finders,
still
keepers.
bought it. I agree. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. I get it. But according to the lottery office, that is not what happened. So they said they start interviewing her, and she was like, yeah, I bought the ticket near the end of my shift. And
she lied about it.
Yes, and they were like, okay, well, we're going to start investigating. You don't get the money until the investigation's over, because she was like in the lobby telling that guy, you're only going to get $200,000 of this.
The guy that bought it?
No, the
other
coworker.
worker. Got it.
And that's what sparked the lottery office to go, wait a minute, something's fishy here. They reviewed the security cameras from work, saw that she is not the one that bought it. Boom, busted, see you later. I
guess what I would probably do is go buy one myself and be on camera buying a ticket. Now, sure, they could, if they really wanted to get super granular with it, go check the numbers that were sold at that time, but I don't think they do that with every ticket. I would buy a ticket and say, this is the one I bought, and turn it in, and that's it, and hope I don't get caught. But I don't.
Dude, you'd be a good con.
No,
that's a good idea.
Here's the thing, though. I'd be scared the whole time I was going to get caught.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't robbed a bank yet.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of great plans, but I don't do it because I would just be scared that every day that everybody I was looking at was an undercover cop, or I was about to just, boom, all the cars come flying in and arrest me.
And these dudes don't give a crap. They're just like,
I don't know.
whatever.
I couldn't do it.
They're not very smart. I mean, she should have just gone 50-50 with her coworker. Like,
And the person who left it behind just gets the money now, or does that go? Does that
no,
money
he
just
gets
dead?
the money.
Wow,
Okay.
that's cool.
That's good.
You left it behind though.
Yeah, you just left it.
You must not care about the money
Like,
that
how do you
much.
buy lottery tickets and walk out with your chips and not your lottery ticket?
Distracted.
If he left the chips
Yeah.
behind and she ate them, if he just left the chips, that's not stealing. He left the chips behind.
Good point.
I agree.
That guy.
So you're thinking she should not be in trouble.
No, she lied though. She should have just said, "I found the ticket. Somebody bought it and left it. I found it."
And that'd be okay. They
What
would
do you
give her
mean
the
to
money.
do? Yeah, I don't know. It's better than going to jail. What's happening now?
Yeah.
Let me talk to Ricky, who's on the phone. I do want to pull him up here real quick. Hey, Ricky in Austin, Texas. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Bobby? How are you?
Doing pretty good. What can I do for you?
And I just wanted to kind of call in and talk about how cool it was to meet you and Lunchbox over the weekend.
Oh, Ricky. This is Ricky from the restaurant.
Oh, Ricky.
Ricky
yeah.
worked in the hotel. Oh, I remember Ricky. Ricky worked in the hotel and went in and was like, hey, big fan of the show. I said, thank you. We sat down, talked to him for a little bit. And then Ricky also does music. And I went and sat with him in the lobby the next day. And we talked about social media and algorithms and music. And
Really?
This is that Ricky, right, Ricky?
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, man. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, Ricky's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I put a picture of Ricky up on my Twitter Friday or Saturday, and I was like, this is Ricky, who's awesome. Yeah. Well, cool, Ricky. I appreciate that. And, I don't know. You did a good. Tell your bosses you need a raise or something.
Definitely. I'll be sure to play this message for him.
Yeah, play this back on the podcast.
No, he's a
Ricky
good
needs a
employee.
raise. He's the best.
Yeah.
Ricky, what's the name of your restaurant? And we'll promote. We'll say people need to go there. That way, they're like, wow, look what Ricky did.
Yeah, definitely. Corinne in Austin.
Yeah, Corinne, which is in the hotel of.
The Austin Marriott downtown.
Boom. Go see my boy
Okay.
Ricky. All right, Ricky. Anything else you want to say?
Shout out Lunchbox, man. It was really cool to finally meet you. Like I told him, he's been my favorite personality on the show since I was a kid. Like, no offense to anybody else, but I love Lunchbox's personality.
Did anybody sit down that's named Lunchbox and talk with you for 20 minutes about music and your future in music and, I don't know, helping your career? And... I just ask. I don't know. I just asking. I don't know. I don't know if anybody carved out any time in the middle of the day. I don't know. What a busy weekend to sit with Ricky. I don't know.
I mean, I did talk to him in the lobby. I mean, I talked to him about life, but I mean, it was
Yeah.
only for about 2 minutes because Ricky had to get back to work.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Ricky, I don't know if you remember this, but we met too.
Really?
Everybody starts to get jealous.
Yeah.
All right, Ricky. Hey, I appreciate you, bud. Thank you for calling in, and I hope that you play this back for your bosses. You did a great job, my friend.
Do you mind if I give one more plug?
Go for it, man.
My Instagram is LilRickATX. Check out my music. I would greatly appreciate it.
Lil Rick ATX. You got
Come
it,
on.
buddy.
Love it.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.
All right, Ricky. See you, man. All right, back to the news. The myth that women prefer bad boys to nice guys is just not true. Basically, because nobody wants to be in a relationship with someone who is rough around the edges, cold, and doesn't open up. And now, see, I would agree with that. I think there's an attraction to it for a bit, but then it wears off.
Totally.
Because there's no longevity to wanting to be with a loser.
Like at a bar situation, they're going after the bad boy.
Well, maybe to like make out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, y'all speaking for all the women out there
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Okay.
because
sure,
I was
we never
always the
got hit
goofy,
on.
nerdy guy, and
Yeah.
it's the story I tell myself, so I feel better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that explains it all.
And also science. There's a large body of research that finds a congenial, cordial type of person does have happier, longer, healthier relationships. That is from AskMen.com. And anybody in a leather jacket will cheat on you. I made that up.
Anybody that what?
In a leather
Leather
jacket.
Oh, I was like, what?
Leather jacket. Yeah, leather jacket. Okay, there's a timeless tradition of if you take somebody's hand while they're sleeping, if you put it in like a bowl of water, what happens?
They pee.
They pee.
That's actually not true in any way whatsoever. Not at all.
Never heard of that.
You never heard put someone's hand in water?
Never.
At slumber
Oh, it
parties.
happens.
Okay.
Wow. Even though we hear stories that it works, research has been unable to duplicate the effect. So, you never heard that?
No.
You heard it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Lunchbox
We could
said
do
it happens.
Yeah, my dad, his brother did it to him, and my dad peed the bed. So my grandpa made my dad's brother sleep in the pee bed, and my dad got the dry bed.
So even though we hear stories that worked, researchers have never been able to duplicate the effect. None of the sleeping subjects, and they did thousands, who had their hands dipped in water ended up going to the bathroom. I think your dad just peed the bed and made a story up.
Yeah.
If you want to know what I think about that,
It's coincidence.
that's what I think. All right, short time, but that's the news. Thank you.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
All right, Luke Combs, Fast Car, Bobby Bones Show. Bobby Bones Show. Thank you, guys. Coming up in a second, the story of a woman with 2 uteruses. The story of a woman with 2 uteruses. We'll do that, and a guy who tried to blame his driving on his dog, which is, I just wonder what he thought the best case scenario was with this story. We'll get to those and your calls next. They put a new version of Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix a few years ago. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good because, I mean, the old version used to be creepy. Dun, 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 and Robert Stack.
The voice.
Yeah. That was like a scary movie to me more than it was figuring something out. But I was also a kid. But the Netflix version is like trying to figure stuff out. They even have an alien one, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was good.
So there was a whole story about a girl who's abducted, and somebody watched it on Netflix, and they found the girl. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
So the mother of a girl abducted in 2017 has posted bail, was released from custody Tuesday morning. Her name is Heather Unbahan. She posted the bail. Now, Kayla, 15, who was allegedly abducted by her mother, was recently found in North Carolina. And it all happened because somebody watched the episode on her disappearance on the Netflix show and was like, what the?
They saw her at a store, right?
Yeah, it was the store guy.
Like, wait, that's her?
Weird.
I would also not have the guts to actually think it was her. Like, they'd be like, there's no way.
I've always wanted to be have you seen this man? And like, yes, I saw him.
It is unusual, but it's good that when someone does suspect they recognize someone, no matter how old the story might be, they're not afraid to give us a call so that we can come and investigate.
Wow.
But that girl is safe. What was the story? Because they took her from daycare or something.
No, it was like she was having a visitation with her mother because the dad had custody, and when the mom was supposed to return the daughter, the dad went to pick her up, and they were nowhere to be found. She fled. 6 years later, I mean,
so she was just in her father's care, not daycare.
Right.
Okay, got it.
And so my whole thing is, if you are the store clerk, how do they know what the person is going to look like 6 years later and be like, oh yeah, I remember that 9-year-old from.
Don't they do sometimes
They do
sketches though, where
But-
they're like, this is what they could look like?
Correct.
And they're always pretty accurate.
It's amazing how they can do that.
Well, it's computer generated.
Yeah.
Well, there's the
Now
apps
AI,
that make us.
yeah, you can do that on Instagram.
Right.
I can see me at 55 right now.
Yeah.
It ain't pretty, but I can see it.
Was she still with the mom? I don't know.
Yeah, she was
still
curious.
with
the mom.
Okay,
Yeah.
so did the clerk know what the mom looked like? Because she probably
Good
hasn't
point.
changed
Oh.
much.
Yeah, I didn't think about that far.
That's actually better.
I just went on
good,
to
good
the
idea,
whole
Amy. Good
Snapchat.
thought. Good thought.
But I think the story said he recognized the kid.
Yeah, he
Okay,
recognized the
sure.
kid is what it says in the
Yeah.
story.
Maybe because she's with mom.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
probably the reasonable thing, Amy, and we're all kind of
I
dummies.
haven't read the story, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I only read the story. I didn't see the Netflix episode or anything. They got her. She's safe.
That's wild.
It's wild. Also, you can hide that long, that many years without being found.
Yeah, do you change her name? Like when she goes to school, is she a different person?
Does it say where she was taken from? Because I don't even think it was that far away.
No, I think it was in North Carolina.
It was in North Carolina.
She
Yeah.
was found in North Carolina.
Crazy.
Like, how do you hide it that close but that long? And again, all the things you have to watch out for. Like I said, I'd be a bad criminal. I'd always be worried. I'd be worried every clerk was going to tell on me.
Then what do you tell the daughter? Do you just say the dad never came back? Like, do you start lying to her? I mean,
Also, I would assume, based on my lifetime of experiences, that there's a little more to the story.
probably.
I don't even know the full story, but there's a little more to the story. There's this side, that side, and then the real side. And the mom, because she didn't hurt the kid. This is me completely just going off on unfounded guesses, okay? The mom took care of the kid. She must have loved her. Must have thought that what the situation she was in was not good with that dad. He just got her out of there.
So do you think she should not face charges or she should face
Well,
charges?
no, she broke,
Right,
she
you
broke the
can't
law of those
kidnap.
charges.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
can't.
checking.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, man.
I'm like, because she
You
did
don't get a
take,
free pass.
I mean, she did take care of her.
But she broke the law.
She broke the law.
There's custody involved, and
Right.
she broke that.
I'm just thinking, I don't think she was just a kidnapper.
Right.
She probably saw something and wanted to get the girl away from it because of the danger to her, because she took care of the daughter for years and years without being found. That's a
So
weird one.
jail time or just like community service time?
She'll
in
probably
your opinion.
do a little bit of you kind of almost have to have some punishment for kidnapping.
Man.
But it won't be 20 years. But I'm sure there'll be some penalty for it. There has to be. She broke the law for years. She had to be like stupid Netflix. When the episode went up, she had to be like, oh. And you hide out more once the episode goes up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you
Or-
take your kid out of school for a while? Or just public? Because now people are watching this on Netflix.
It's a good point. And you know how you hover on Netflix over just the little thumbnail and it starts playing it? What if like your daughter pops up and you're just
And that's the thumbnail? Oh, my gosh. Driver in Colorado tried to switch seats with a dog to avoid a DUI arrest. Now, in this one, I just wonder what he thought the best case scenario was.
my dog stole the car.
That the cop goes, okay, well, Timmy, you get the ticket, and writes it a ticket, and that's it. I mean, what does he hope happens here?
dog's learning to drive.
The
He
man
was-
was stopped by police at 11:30 p.m. on Saturday for driving 52 and a 30. The driver attempted to switch places with his dog, so he was in the passenger seat. In his mind, what's best case scenario? That the cop goes, okay, I know the dog wasn't driving, but I can't really give you a ticket because you weren't in the seat. So based on formalities, you're free to go. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
What?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Under the
What?
The driver attempted to switch places with the dog. The male party then exited the passenger side of the vehicle and said, I wasn't driving. Because he had to know the cop knew, but maybe if the cop didn't see, but you probably saw a human head at least in there.
How far would you go with the story?
Oh, I wouldn't stop.
Just
Forever.
circus dog. Man, this dog can actually drive.
You
It's
guys,
crazy.
I know you don't. No one thought Jiminy Cricket could talk either. I'd fully just lean into it and not stop. And then I would try to convince the dog to talk or drive again. Why won't he do
Come
it?
on, show
Why
the
won't he
cop.
do it? Yes, the man was taken to the hospital. He was intoxicated, though. He was asked by an officer if he had been drinking. He ran away.
Oh boy.
I'd be like, "Have you seen Air Bud?" I'd start quoting special dogs throughout the history of time. The dog was handed over to a friend, and the dog will not face any charges.
That's good.
Thank goodness.
I would like to talk to the guy, though, and go, I know you were drunk, but what were you really hoping? That they would take the dog in?
Arrest the dog
Yes.
instead of him.
Maybe
they-
that he was sleeping and the dog just.
Knocked it out of
So,
gear.
yeah.
But they drove 52
That's funny.
on the right side of the road, driving down the highway. There's a woman, and she has 2 uteruses, and the doctor said, hey, you may never have children because this is abnormal. Her name's Madeline, and that's what happened. She's 24 years old, and she had kids. She had one naturally. The other was used IVF.
Boom.
But she had 2 uteruses, 2 cervixes. It's a 1 in 50 million miracle. She gave birth to 2 boys, Nate and Cole, in February. So if she's pregnant with twins and it's 2 uteruses, are they completely? They're not really twins. They just happen to show up at the same time.
They're
If they
brothers
both
or sisters.
Yeah, they
were-
just 2 people. You just ring the
Siblings.
door. Oh, you're coming to this party too? Yeah, me too.
Hey, so 2 of those. Does she have 2 of the other one?
No, they said cervixes and uteruses.
2 what?
The thing.
Would it be uteri?
No, Eddie, no.
Stop. He's
No,
being
Bobby.
You know what I mean?
ridiculous.
Bobby, stop.
You would have said that.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
No.
vagina?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, these are internal organs.
Okay.
He just asked a question.
All right, come on. I'm just
He just asked a
medical.
question.
Well, I don't know. I might need to Google the cervix.
See?
How do you have 2 cervixes
okay,
without
hold
that?
on. So did they
That's a
they
good point.
each were in their own little uterus?
That's what the story leads you to believe.
That's legit.
Then yeah, they just grew in there on their own.
Man, that'd be scary.
So, hasn't this happened before where it just happened naturally? There was no IVF. A woman just ended up pregnant twice and that's when she found out she had 2 uteruses
But she didn't know.
and she didn't know.
And wasn't it 2 different dudes?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, that's
She didn't know
crazy.
she was pregnant.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, that's the dog that was driving. You guys hear that? He's now a guest of the show. Yeah, if I remember correctly, she got pregnant by a dude, didn't know she was pregnant, got pregnant again by a different dude, found out she was pregnant, but then she had 2, and it turns out they came out from different dads because she had 2 uteruses,
Wow.
but only 1 vagina.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for answering that.
Thank you. We should take a break because we have reached the maturity level. Like it's going down as the show goes.
Oh, man, yeah. Here it is.
What?
Mom has twins with different dads after.
Told you I didn't make that crap up.
Yeah,
my
no,
gosh.
we talked about it. Yeah.
That's legit.
Why?
had-
Why
well,
legit?
how's it
Why is
legit?
the word legit the word you would use?
I don't
there?
know. But I mean, it says mom gives birth to twins with different dads after
Okay.
sleeping with 2 men on same day.
Same day.
Whoa.
What does she do for a living?
This new mom had a 1 in a
the
million
weekend, dude.
conception.
Well, that's nothing. That's got a 1 in 50 million.
Wow.
Also, if there's 2 uteruses, then 2 cervix
And 2.
totally makes sense.
And
It's high up. It's the entrance to the uterus.
Got
Uh-huh.
it. Got it.
It's not where you're thinking.
Got it.
it's like no, I don't want to do it. They don't want to do an analogy. Okay, we'll come back. Thank you. Police rescue a guy who claimed he was kept chained inside of his bedroom for 3 days by his girlfriend so he wouldn't cheat on her.
Whoa.
Now, here's what I want to say, because Lunchbox was screaming. I told you women are psychos.
Yep.
First of all, it takes one to know one. Like, he's not going to be dating somebody that's this nutty if he's not a little nutty himself. Second of all, what did he do to make it? What did he do?
Yeah.
He cheated hard.
He probably did something for her to chain him up. Like, she shouldn't chain him up. I would just like to say that for the record. But it's not like they're living a happy, healthy relationship and all of a sudden she decides to chain him up. That's what I would expect anyway. The 29-year-old guy was rescued by the cops.
Yeah.
After his girlfriend left him chained for 3 days, the police got there. The guy said that the woman who was 30 had been jealous, left him locked in the room because she feared he would leave her for someone else. On Saturday, he was able to grab her cell phone and text a friend who alerted police. The woman was taken into custody and charged with kidnapping. Wow. It's from the Daily Mail. It's also a weird call to have to make if you're the friend who gets that text. And do you think they're kidding? Like, wait.
Sounds like a joke.
Like, if Eddie texted me and says, I've been chained for 3 days.
Help me.
Help. I would just think that was a prank of some sort.
Okay, you
I'd be
put
like,
it on
okay,
Instagram.
FaceTime me. Prove it. FaceTime me. What's up? I can't because then she'll hear. Mm-hmm. All right, dude. I'll catch you later. That would be what would happen there. But that she even had the chains. Why would she have chains at her house?
Well,
Probably went and bought
maybe
them.
they.
Just for this?
Yeah, went to the Home
Wait,
Depot,
wait, what are
you
you
know what I
saying,
mean?
Amy?
Said, all right.
Amy's saying the what?
I said.
Amy thinks that she's using them for kinky stuff. That's where her mind goes. But then she gets mad at us
I
when we
said
ask a scientific question.
No, I
that if
said-
somebody had 2 vaginas when they
Yeah.
had 2
I
uteruses.
said I was gonna say maybe they belonged to them.
What? No, you
That's
were
what
not.
that means,
You were
though.
not going to say
That is
that.
that's what I
Okay.
was gonna say. Which that's what that would mean, but that's how I was gonna phrase it.
And we get told we're immature for asking a scientific question.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, Megan Maroney on now.